Welcome to the digital book review of Readicide, How Schools Are Killing Reading and What You Can Do About It by Kelly Gallagher. I really enjoyed this book because I didn't develop a love for reading, nor did I read for pleasure until my college years. I was intrigued to find out if how I was teaching reading was beneficial to my students. Let's get started with a definition that was given in the book. Readicide. The systematic killing of the love of reading, often exacerbated by the inane, mind-numbing practices found in schools. This is what the book is all about. Who is Kelly Gallagher? He's a full-time ELA teacher. He's taught since 1985. He teaches in California at Magnolia High School. He is an author, a consultant who works with educators around the world. For several years, he has taught secondary literacy courses as an adjunct professor at California State University. He has written 6 books for teachers. He is also a featured author of several ELA classroom textbook programs. In 2013-2014, he coached secondary teachers as well as taught in the classroom. Twice a month in the school year and in the summer months, Kelly travels to school districts and conferences around the world. And in 2005, Kelly received the Award for Classroom Excellence from the California Association of Teachers of English, the state's highest honor for English teachers. The big idea of this book is how to kill reading. The book mentioned many ways to kill reading. Here are a few. First of all, AR reading and AR test. Those can kill reading because students are motivated by those points, and when they quit the program, they have no motivation to keep reading. That was one example that was given. Too much test prep. The book talked about how schools are bombarded with test prep, and they're trying to get those low students to have better achievement by prepping them for the test, and that just does not work. One example of something those low readers need to be doing is reading for pleasure. Not enough silent reading time at school. That is a big problem. You need to have 20 to 30 minutes of silent reading time at school where kids can read a book for pleasure. Don't just tell them about a book and think that they're going to go get it at the library. Take the library to them. Bring those books into the classroom. Read the back cover. Get them interested and get them reading, and have them read during that silent reading time so you can actually see that they're doing it. Cutting out science and social studies, that is another way to kill reading. The book talked about how those subjects are cut in order to have more reading time. That is a bad idea because those students need background knowledge in order to be good readers. So if you do read Readicide and like it, here are some other books that you may like as well. Focus by Mike Schmoker is a good book. His book is similar to Readicide in that he agrees with the closed reading process. He agrees with discussing the reading, using writing with reading, and having a purpose for reading. Also, Developing Literacy in Secondary Language Learners by Timothy Shanahan and Diane August is a book for researchers interested in the development of literacy in language, minority children, and youth. It is different than Readicide because it focuses on a specific group of students. Raising Kids Who Read, What Parents and Teachers Can Do by Daniel Willingham, a heavy hitter, is similar to Readicide because it is informing the reader of how to teach students to love reading, to have that love of reading that lasts all the way until adulthood. And then last, We have Textbooks and the Students Who Can't Read Them, A Guide to Teaching Content by Jean Chaborsky. Her book shares 3 key elements for developing reading enthusiasm. 1, decoding, 2, comprehension, and 3, motivation. Motivation is the only one of these 3 mentioned that is also in Readicide, though. Also, the book discusses how to involve low readers more effectively in textbook reading. I think Gallagher would frown upon the focus of textbook reading and say, read 50% for pleasure and 50% for academics. The star moments in the book are: students are not doing enough reading in school. Silent reading time during school is our opportunity as teachers to teach students to love reading. The more students read per day, the higher the standardized reading score will be. AR is not good for developing lifelong readers. If a book isn't on the AR list, a student may not read it. Also, earning points isn't an appropriate motivation technique because students quit reading as much when leaving the AR program. Schools are focusing on test prep instead of developing a love for reading. The students who need to read for pleasure the most, the lower students, are the ones that keep getting the test prep even when it obviously isn't working. And kids without prior knowledge are at a disadvantage regardless of their reading ability. So these are some star moments that were in the book. Would I recommend this book to teachers and leaders? Absolutely. I would absolutely recommend this because many teachers are killing reading and keep doing so using the same strategies, thinking things are going to get better. This was a great book for both reading teachers and leaders, and I thank you for your time.